Welcome everyone to the Master Box, where today we have another riveting Squire Joust Tournament with my co-host, the Graham Slam.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. So here on the right, real quick, we got Sir Lankalot playing as First Pancelos Vanguard. On the left, in the blue, we have Captain Satan. Better watch out there. He's playing as CIABG, which that's the Czechs. There you go. And they're playing as Balance. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube video. Let's bump those numbers up, and let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, and one thing I'm going to point out right away that's something you don't really see is the fact that this Sexton is just pumping out smoke. Like, is the Pancelos player over here, Sir Lankalot, going to try to push into that center town, you think?
Yeah, I think absolutely. He's 100% trying to get these half tracks in there. I can't tell what they're. That looks like a flame, some flame infantry. Yeah, no. And then some sappers coming up behind.
Yeah, you got some Sapersi. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, when I saw it and we commented before the match with the Sexton drop, I was like, I'm not really sure about the buy, but hey, he's got the infantry dropped in here. Yeah, it's it. Yeah.
Oh, those are flaming. Oh god, this is just a flame war over here. It's like a 4chan post.
Yeah, the problem is that the Zanesti are there entrenched right there. FG42 didn't really do much, but that's a big route right there. They all caught that flame blast right there in the open. It was actually really nasty, and now he's gonna have to kind of assault on the ground here.
Yeah, and I think what ended up happening was they all bunched up, so they all took the AoE damage themselves together.
Yeah, and they were on the move too, so they took the bonus damage right there by being on the move versus the Sinesti, which is obviously stationary inside the building. But now the Sexton is dropping some HE on it, so I think that he might be able to get in here. Ooh, but the two Cromwells trade.
Yeah, that trade was a big win for, I don't know, like, it's just a good trade.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as Captain Satan, like, you are at the lesser of the income, but I don't think trading out the tank right there is necessarily too bad. Plus, he's a 6-pounder. He could always move over. Yeah. If he's really that worried about it. Oh, there's a lot of Daimlers off on the bottom left too. At the same time, a little further north, there's some action because he got some Fusiliers and some flame troops into the triangular forest area.
Oh yeah, but that's gonna be funny if we see these Daimlers actually penetrate through his lines as far as to kill the Sexton.
That would be hilarious. It is kind of funny that he did. Like, the Sexton, I'm not sure. I feel like there's probably a better answer early on than the Sexton because that is 95 points. He's bought another one. So that's a lot of income as a map, a Vanguard player. Very early in this game here. Along with the 17-pounder, I'm not sure why he would buy a 17-pounder in A. I don't know. I don't think CIABG can bring anything, like, too crazy that maybe your 6-pounder probably couldn't deal with in the first 10 minutes.
I think that CIABG does have that, like, 120 front armor. No, the 120 front armor.
120
Cromwell, yeah.
Yeah, they do have that.
For something like that, like, because I know we like casting the newer players and giving advice and everything while we're doing it. If you don't waste the money on the 17-pounder if the 6-pounders can do it, and if you see that 120 pop up, that Cromwell, just bring out the 17-pounder then and just save your money until then. Because right now we're looking at that 80-point versus a 80-point 17-pounder versus the 45-point 6-pounder. You could have saved all that money and just bought more infantry. But he's actually got a foothold in that center town.
Yeah, he does. He's slowly starting to take it over. I mean, the flame infantry from Captain Satan up there in the northern portion of the town, that will kill off here, I think, quickly. Yeah, it will, as he gets pinned right there. And he's going to try and pull back and maybe get the surrender. But he needs to be able to reinforce it, which he really hasn't been able to yet. There are some Humbers running around in his back right upper north portion of the map, kind of just being annoying. Yeah. And the Daimlers are almost along the reinforcement road, which could be a massive, kind of like dub here for Captain Satan if he can pick off any of these, whether it's the Dragoni in the half track or the Cromwell if they can tag team it.
Yeah. Oh, but the line of sight tool, I don't know if that Cromwell is actually going to... Oh, it does actually see it.
Yeah, he sees it here. But now that... So they're both turning... I think the Cromwell will one-shot the Daimler. Yeah, he did get pinned there. Oh, no. Yeah, he did get pinned there. Now, I think he can take one more.
Yeah. Oh, no. Damn. Yeah. Oh, so the Daimler did do it. And this is the Daimler that's pushing hard.
Yeah, and that's going to be really annoying because now he can intercept basically everything along this road, and then he's going to have to try and hope that he's not going to get in range with the Dragoni to use their Piet. No. So he's going to have to buy another tank to deal with that or some type of vehicle. Yeah, there he goes. He's buying another Recom Cromwell. That's another 55 points that he really does not want to spend right now because his middle push is basically falling apart.
Yeah, and the crazy part is those Daimlers were 25 points apiece, but just being able to get them into that position to cause the amount of chaos that it's about to cause is forcing that overinvestment into dealing with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big annoyance. It's not something you always see, but we've all played like in the autocannon meta, and while the Daimler doesn't have an autocannon, it's kind of a similar philosophy, right? Where you take the light vehicle, you throw them around, you harass infantry, harass light vehicles. Back then, if you shot the transport, you killed everything inside of it, so it's probably not quite as good as it used to be. Oh, and the Spitfire Recon actually called out. I love that player. It's cool.
It is really nice because it's got the Hispano, and you can get like what 2 passes in normally before they have to get out to rearm.
Yeah, it's like 2, I think, something around there. One of the more meta guys probably could be able to say in the comment section. But it is a nice little plane. Though the skin is not as sexy as the Soviet skin for the Recon Spitfire.
Oh no.
That all
so now
black is pretty cool.
We're gonna have this Cromwell pop up and kill this Daimler. But what we're looking at, real quick, is the far north is actually gonna get penetrated by Captain Satan here. So
yeah,
he got pushed out there. But he's put some Fusiliers in the Daimler just trying to cause more chaos. And that's such a low investment for CIABG. That's what, 55 points?
Yeah, like all together. Yeah, because the Fusiliers themselves, they're really not like anything crazy, right? They only have only have an automatic rifle, 10 HP, pretty baseline on the lower end infantry unit, but that Daimler there as well, the Humber going around, and that gives him a 14-10 as the balance. And anytime you're up 14-10 as a balance player in A phase against a Vanguard player, you're in the driving seat of that game. I mean, another 17-pounder here bought up by Sir Lankalot, and there's nothing on the field right now that would suggest you need 2 of them in the match.
Also an Achilles, like he's just ready to kill any heavy armor.
Yeah, I mean, with all that like long-range firepower, you'd almost expect like the middle push to happen.
Yeah, like just push through, because right now we're about to see the Achilles basically make short work of Cromwell 5s and this Cromwell 6.
He's running into Flak 41 range though.
Oh.
And the Flak 41 opening right here. First
Direct
shot
hit
with a pin as well. Yeah, that's actually really good RNG. Not that the Flak 41's like super inaccurate, but on the first shot to get a hit on the move, and this next one, yeah, it's just gonna miss. But
he's trying to get out of range.
He's gonna get one more round out.
Now it's gonna die.
It's got max range. Yep, it's gonna die. No HP lost as well to it. That is a huge pickup right there for Captain Satan.
Yeah, and now he's smoking off the 88. I think it's just the Sextons. They just have such a long response time.
Sexton got pinned.
The Humber with the boys' anti-tank rifle.
Oh, because it's a Cromwell 6. I saw the Cromwell roll up to it. I was like, all right, this isn't even what we're talking about. No, it's the AG Cromwell 6, which does finally kill it. But wow, that is definitely a misplacement maybe there by Sir Lankalot, or just, maybe he's too new and doesn't quite understand how that works. But yeah, that's a big loss of 95 points right down the drain.
Yeah, but he still has one at least to be able to provide that artillery support. And so he is able to put pressure on that 88 with that Sexton. But it's a 25-pounder, so they're not that good. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's your opinion on the 25-pounder there?
I don't necessarily have one. I don't play a lot of Commonwealth divisions. I've never been a big Commonwealth kind of guy. I don't think that the Sexton's a bad artillery per se. Means it's 8 rounds a minute. It is a really good ammo loadout. You have a lot of HE, which I enjoy. But this is definitely probably not my favorite piece. Now he's losing. Up north, Lankalot losing infantry and transports here. He needs to unload those Dragoni because they're down to 2 HP. Oh no! And because of how close it was, he's gonna lose the whole unit. Oh no! It survived with 2 HP too.
Yeah. Oh, did he get the Piot off? Oh, it missed. Of course it missed.
It missed. Come on now, you know that.
If there's a Piot, oh god, look at this Daimler in the far northeast, completely cutting off that reinforcement road, getting these Intrazerny, the flame troops for first, just denying any use of any actual infantry. And when
Oh no, go ahead.
And when we're looking at First Panzerna, you cannot lose infantry in transports.
No,
you are starved on any bodies.
It's better off than it used to be, right? But it's still not a division that's very strong in the department. Though I think CIABG, it doesn't have a very what's the word I'm looking for? But it isn't a very deep infantry tab either, I don't think. But he's traded so much more efficiently. Captain Satan has. Yeah. We see MG42's engaging Fusiliers down here in the south. He's going to apply pressure here. Now with a change into B phase as well, he actually, they're basically tied in income. Sir Lankalot I just think kind of misused a lot of these resources here early on, and now he's just really on the back foot. He's very close to being into a 15-9.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things that we're seeing here is it was that center push. I think that just utilizing the 2K advantage that he did have and the artillery support at the beginning, maybe pushing that open field might have been the best move. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean the Flak 41 was there, so you're going to need 2,000 meter HE, which he does have. He does have the Cromwell 6. So maybe if you bring 2 of those with the Achilles, so that way you can screen against the Flak 41, because you really don't want a 2,000, the Flak 41 picking off your stuff. But yeah, I think that probably would have been better. Or something different than the Sexton. Like I get that he brought this the Sexton for smoke,
Yeah.
but there has to have been, I think, a better option than a 95-point artillery piece to start off for just smoking that position. Plus, he won't be able to get that position immediately because he's first Panzerner. He doesn't have speed to him, right? That's not the nature of his game. So I agree. I think if he was really wanting to be aggressive, a middle push in the center there probably would have been better.
I mean,
or the open field.
You say they don't got the aggression, but you look at someone like Stan the Man from like any of the Steel Division tournaments that he's gone through. First Panzer is his bread and butter, but he plays it in the most infuriating way ever, I have to say.
Sure. He's also been playing, though, for, what, are we talking, 4 years now? Like, I mean, like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Stan's a great player. I've played against him multiple times. He can play Panzer in a lot of different ways, probably because he plays too much Panzer. Maybe he needs to change it up a little bit if he still does. But, yeah, I mean, I've seen players like Zanat, who's used, like, a 15th Infantry in a very aggressive manner that wouldn't be typically standard. But I think that for a lot of newer players, you want to stick to more baseline levels of gameplay and understand some of the interactions better, because I think that you can kind of look at unit choices and see, oh, okay, my guy doesn't quite understand how some of these units truly interact yet.
Yeah.
And then, so maybe not try and use Panzerna and get spicy with it. There's probably easier divisions where you can.
Yeah, but those
spicy games no, they hot, but you got to get up there first. Now this Bofors is suppressing that Mitchell really well. The Mitchell is super cool, though. It's cool to see it out.
You don't really see him much anymore, do you?
No, yeah, I mean, like, AA, I think, in fighters versus bombers is in a very different state than even it was, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, air, like, mass, big, heavy bombers like that, I just really don't think that they're that viable. Maybe someone more in tune to the 1v1 community today could correct me on that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you saw right there, one Bofors 40 mil, and that thing, it got one bomb off.
Very true. Now, I want to point something out that Sir Lankalot is doing against Captain Satan that I really like. Is he had that Cromwell 6 in the center portion, direct or attack grounding right in front of the 88.
Yes.
And that's what caused all that damage to the 88.
Yeah, that's a really smart move. You don't see that a lot at the lower levels, understanding that just put it at the edge of that circle and it's going to start doing suppression damage. So it's nice to see him do that. It might be a little too late, but then again, he does have 2 of them out now, along with a Firefly and Achilles. And so he's making what we were talking about, that center push. Plus, there's only a 6-pounder here coming up. So if he pairs this together here, he could have a very strong push into the center field.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that like Polish blob of death coming, and I just can't wait to see it push across.
Yeah, the problem with it now is that the longer the game goes on as a Vanguard player against Balance, you're just, Captain Satan will have to just trade like really, really, really bad to lose the game, which is kind of just why Vanguard really isn't. 4 years ago, Vanguard was the meta income pick, right?
Oh, I remember those days. Yeah.
Now, Captain Satan is losing infantry and transport here. That is big. That's the Firefly pop in those bad boys. So along with the Achilles and some armor here, he could definitely make a push. He had a nice
he's making it right now, but he's not attack moving. He's just straight moving.
Straight moving, yeah. But he needs to clear out the forest right north of him. If that doesn't get cleared out there, that's going to kind of be an awkward angle for him. And there we go. We see and once again the Flak 41 getting a one shot, getting the hit, and it might get the kill. He got
he got real lucky there.
He got very lucky there though.
But that Firefly is like an inch away from death.
Yeah, that's the big thing you got to remember in Steel Division 2 tank combat is once that tank is pinned, all it takes is one more hit and he's dead. That's basically how it works. So he's gonna probably I don't think he necessarily needs anything heavier now. Captain Satan has bought a lot of artillery. 2 25-pounders are out, along with
3 25-pounders are out. He just didn't unload the last one.
Oh, a Typhoon's actually just been bought as well, the rocket one, which I don't think he even really needs. And it's going for the Cromwell 6. And oh, it's because of the 17-pounder being bought out. The one Bofors is going to stop that, though.
Yeah. The Bofors, the 40 mil Bofors is one of the best AA pieces for suppression. Yeah. It's crazy good.
Yeah, it's really not going to, especially only one of them, it's not going to kill a lot. But like you said, it's suppressing it, and for the most part, that's what you need it to do, right? You just need to keep those planes from coming in and disrupting his tank blob. Now, on the other side, he's got to be able to then pair that into on-the-ground, like, success.
Yeah.
And the 17-pounder is going to get into a position here where she's going to at least be able to get 1 or 2 shots off. And if I'm Captain Sade, I'm trying to pick off those Cromwell 6s.
Oh yeah, just the HE of like damage, you know, you're trying to save yourself and any future anti-tank thing that's out there. And when you look at how he's about to come out, if he does come out of the forest, he can play with that line of sight so he can honestly pop that Cromwell 6 before it knows what's going on.
Absolutely. If he plays the game with it, he'll be able to get some pretty annoying angles here. Oh, and there's the Cromwell 8. I think that's only in CIABG. That's the 120. I'm pretty sure that's the 120 frontal armor. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Cromwell 7 is also 120 frontal armor too, because that's 17
but that's the
pounder.
standard one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the standard. It's the standard one. That's the 8 has the 95mm HE gun.
Oh, that is the one that's in the support tab. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
That is CIABG specific, if I remember right.
Yeah, because that Cromwell 7's actually tangled down south. One of them just died by him for 17 pounder. You know, Sir Lankalot said, "Hey, I knew they were coming. It was just a preemptive 17 pounder."
Yep, but now that Firefly is about to bully that Cromwell 8.
Oh, absolutely. Getting double HE'd right there. The Firefly probably going to get the kill here. Okay, so he does miss, she's double vet.
Yeah, but that's Stewart's leading the charge.
Yeah, the Stewart's leading charge, so we're going to see the 17 pounder here open up. It's going to either hit either the Stewart or one of the Cromwells, but the Cromwells have turned. They see it. Yeah, HE coming in. Oh, the Recon Spitfire trying to strafe. Oh, he does actually get the Firefly, but I don't think that's really... I mean, yes, that's a nice little kill, but to be real, the big thing hurting him is the HE, and there's still an Achilles there.
Yeah, that Achilles having a 170 penetration, it's a 17-pounder in a Wolverine chassis.
Yeah, so, and with the Stewart still alive, that's going to give it the nice little leadership buff, because the Achilles, I'm pretty sure baseline accuracy is Garbo.
Yeah.
I think it's like 40% if it's unvetted.
All I'm saying is, right now, we have, in C-Phase, the Vanguard player making his massive push, breaking through the balance player. So, this is something you don't normally see, where, like, the trades are, like, completely flipped, and he's negative on income.
No, absolutely. We said earlier, I said, like, he's going to really need to trade, like, to the best of his ability, and then some, and that's exactly what he's done. Is it enough to win? I don't know. That's a pretty stretch here. But he has a breakthrough. The question is, can he then exploit it and get infantry into the rear line here? Because that's really where, like, when you're an aggressive player and you're trying to win off the breakthrough, you need to be able to exploit it. Because if you allow the balance player to seal the breach, his deck's just so much deeper. Eventually, you know, it's probably going to go around. But we see that
you see the exploitation force coming in right now. There's tons of these recruiting.
I would have an infantry unit going to each area of the flag. Like, one be going more forward, one more mid, one more rear. Like, just don't bunch them up. Just spread them out right now.
Yeah.
And ensure that you can hold on to the 15-9 for as long as possible, which he might be able. I mean, because he can still go a little more forward here. There's only a Fusilier holding the crossroads, essentially, along with the extremely damaged Cromwell 8.
Yeah.
Converted RAF gunners are being called out down south. That's a pretty Garbo infantry unit. There is a Fusilier push into the center area, which has nabbed a flag back from Sir Lankalot. So that's what you need to do if you're kind of like on the back foot.
But those Fusiliers, yeah, they're not going to hold much. But it also looks like he's trying to maybe put in some pressure in different spots.
Typhoon's going to get some damage in here. She's going to be able to get a shot in because the A is a little too far back. Yeah, and that's that Cromwell, which is nice. We see the 6-pounder being engaged here, though it might be, it's going to be suppressed, so the leader, Stewart command leader, is going to survive. Yeah, the Crusader is going to come more forward now.
Yeah, you need to move that AA up with it. There we go.
Yeah, and now he has a strong little force here. More infantry coming in. I don't know why he's pushing this infantry so far back. Like, these units need to be flooding forward. At this point, if you want to seal the deal, win this game, and, you know, take it home. You got to keep going forward and nab these flags and doing as much damage as possible.
I think he's honestly having those come back because you remember about a minute ago, we still had Captain Satan having actual infantry in that still. So I think that was just a delayed response because how slow the fucking Commonwealth stuff is.
Yes, it's extremely slow. Yeah, we see a 17-pounder now coming forward. Because he can nab these two other flags here. One of them's right there on the edge. Needs to be careful. The Beauforts is out in the open here. The Achilles should be able to get the kill here pretty quick on this Cromwell. Oh, it bounced.
Ooh.
That is 120. But it won't bounce out.
Oh, it died. Yep. God, there's so much armor death. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's been a lot of armor thrown around here. But both players are armored decks, essentially. Oh, the Flak 41 called out here. And that, once again, going to get some nice hits. Going to get the kill to the... Oh, barely missing that Wolverine as they're trying to evacuate the dance floor right there. They don't want nothing to do with that captured German smoke.
Oh, no, that captured German gun will do crazy damage. And we're also seeing the Achilles get pinged away by the 6-pounder. So
yeah, and the 6-pounder will tear it up. Yep,
yeah, some really nice strategically placed anti-tank guns is, keeping the exploitation down.
Yeah, that's the problem with not having infantry farther than forward. It's too far, like the tanks were too far forward compared relatively speaking to this infantry. So this armor is sitting here at these angles, which are basically just like killing fields ready for anti-tank guns to start popping these tanks.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is whenever these recruitsy or the Polish infantry themselves are actually going to get in, those anti-tank guns aren't going to be able to do anything against them.
No, yeah, they have no ability. The problem is get them forward. I mean, that's what I said. He put them too far back because now it's taking a lot of time to consolidate. Yeah, he loses a Cromwell 7 right there. A lot of armor has been lost in the past 2 minutes for really no gain here for Sir Lankalot as we see Captain Satan trying to stabilize. And this Typhoon coming in, and it's gonna get dissuaded.
Also, we're seeing Captain Satan actually use the 25-pounders to keep trying to blunt this assault. So that's something I can say he's doing a really good job of.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen Sir Lankalot use the counter battery order for his Sexton. The 25-pounders have been so grouped up. He'd be able to do some pretty good counter battery damage.
Oh, there goes the 6-pounder to the Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane comes and gets it. Now he needs to nab that in the last one there on the road. I think he's basically hit his limit up there in the north. Yeah. I mean, but look how much infantry he has in the back line here. Like, there's a ton of units back there. What is that? Almost 10 infantry units just kind of doing nothing. We have a Cromwell and some more infantry on the far side, up in the north. There's a lot of firepower for Sir Lankalot that could bust this open to like a triple tick, and it's not being used.
Yeah, and then one thing I want to point out real quick for those, for like a little tips and tricks that I know. If you're going to have to push that 88 and you have a plane, call the plane in, because if the AI is controlling that 88 and he's not being targeted manually, the 88 will always fire at the aircraft over the armor, so you can get some 2K HE to direct fire into the 88. Yeah,
absolutely. Use every little advantage you got if you're going to go ahead and try and charge it. I mean, or Sexton. He could just drop, beyond all the funny micro games with it, he could Sexton it.
Oh, that's very fair.
He has a radio up there.
He can either just hit it with HE or just smoke it off, and like that's a future, Sir Lankalot problem for 60 seconds.
Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. Though we do see he is back to the 15-9. He's once again, he's taken some losses a couple times, we've pointed out, but he is out trading Captain Satan pretty continuously here, especially in these infantry battles now. The Recruitchi doing better than the Fusiliers because they have that MG34, and these Fusiliers have basically engaged at max range with the Recruitsi and lost every single fight.
That is true. And then the Recruitsi also have the Bren. I mean, the Bren is absolutely dog shit, don't get me wrong, but it's still a machine gun.
Yeah, and then you can also still use it in close quarters. So you have an MG34 for range, and then a Bren as the automatic rifle if you're inside 150. So it works out. I mean, hey, it ain't the greatest infantry on the planet, but it's better than what's being brought against him.
Yeah, oh god, if you look down south, that Beaufort's 40mm SP that's running away was just getting unloaded on by two half-tracks with 30 cals, and somehow that Beaufort still is alive.
Yeah, he's getting these Fusiliers trying to hunt him down, but I think the Stuart leader's going to save him right here.
Yep.
Some more infantry coming in as well, and yeah, we have the 16-8. If that flame infantry moves forward, it could kill the motor Strelke there as well. Getting that flag back, yeah. So temporarily he's going to get that flag, but actually he stuns this last week, so he could just run his Stuart up there and I think get yeah he can just nab the surrender.
See, CIADG does have the ability to infantry spam, but the problem is it's horrible infantry. It's just bodies on points. Which, to be fair, is sometimes all you need.
Yeah, sometimes all you need. Also, he hasn't been able, like, oh, the bow for his 40 mil finally died in the middle. The Fusilier's gonna die. Yeah, I mean, it's wild to see the Vanguard, I keep saying Maverick, the Vanguard player continue this up for this long, but he's just traded so well that it's never allowed Captain Satan to kind of like organize himself back together. And instead of, I think, maybe taking a minute or two to just kind of like figure out, hey, where do you want to stabilize at? Captain Satan just keeps throwing units here, there, and there, and it's allowed he really hasn't done anything but weaken his front overall as a whole.
Yeah, and you can see he's trying to do a counterattack with the Motostrelki and some Fusiliers. He's also bringing in his own Firefly, so we're going to see some like contested
Firefly
2K. Yeah. But the problem is, where he's putting that Firefly 1C in is where he could just put a normal Sherman and it would do the Lord's work just as good.
Yeah, and there's that 17-pounder which could move up. He is trying to get back into the middle here, which he should be able to do. I think he's going to need his Firefly up here, though, to deal with the Shermans.
He's got a 6-pounder that can just move up into that light forest and take out that Sherman 3. But,
yeah,
oh, God.
Have kind of left units behind a lot.
Yeah.
They kind of forget they still have units. They call out new ones, and they leave the other ones behind.
We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say layered defense.
Layered defense. I mean, that's definitely what their Lankalot going on right now. He's multi-layered. Ooh, what's attacking the flag? Oh, the Sexton's hitting the flag 41 up north.
Okay, so he is actually responding against the flag with...
Yeah, one Sherman goes down right there to the Firefly. But it is a 17-7.
Yeah, that is crazy to see. Now, one thing I will say about Shermans, right where that one died, this is where you want Shermans in the center town just pouring fire, because a Sherman is best at 750 against anything lightly skinned.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the infantry support tank of the game, right? It has that reputation for a reason. The 17-pounders opening up right there. Yep. What you don't want it to do is tangle at 1,500 meters plus with Fireflies. Not a winning engagement, but overall, they were crucial in getting the middle flag right there in terms of the town, and stopping the Fusilier push. The Firefly itself won't be able to win that. I would like to see Lankalot bring up his 17-pounder and put it in a slightly better position, because then he could be ready. He actually probably could, maybe not quite hit it yet, but he can put in that forest there and get a really good angle on the reinforcement road.
Oh yeah, right where that recon infantry is would be a perfect spot for that 17-pounder. Like, ungodly
both the
perfect.
AP6 up north side.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Typhoon with a double snipe on the Wolverines. Wow.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, it did.
That's wild. You do not see that very often. That's because of previous pins.
Oh yeah, and the 4 rockets that fired. It looks like it. He got a perfect.
Yeah, he got a perfect spread with 2 hits on each, roughly speaking. But both had been pinned before, so that's why they both died right there. But that's a huge little snipe. And big question is, can Captain Satan now follow through and say, okay, can I stabilize my front? Because even now, if he was able to bring it back to a single ticker tie, I would bet his deck is still deeper. But I don't want to fully commit to that, because he has lost a lot of units.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of units. Why did you fall that 17-pounder back? Fight like a man against that Cromwell 8. You're gonna die anyway. Get at least a shot in, yeah.
The Cromwell 8 might get him right here. Oh, you got lucky right there.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh.
And the Hurricane Bomber would have been better to hit the... Oh, I guess it's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dipping. The Vickers trying to kind of hold down the road right there. The 42 should do some good damage. The Typhoon coming in once again. It's going to hit this Cromwell 7. Yeah, he's got good line of sight, clean shots.
Oh, he doesn't get the kill, though.
Yeah, he doesn't get the kill, but pretty close.
Oh, it is massively jacked up, though. But that Cromwell 7 having 120 front armor, I don't think anything could actually pen it. That he's got over there.
The 6-pounder, maybe if it gets close enough.
I mean, fair.
I mean, he can get it within roughly 500 or 650 meters. If he unloaded it now, it might be able to. Plus, it's falling back. It might show side. Oh, okay, he's stabilized.
Yep, let's see here. What's the armor pen? 115. So, yeah, you can get one of those great... Oh, it's about to fall back.
Yeah, now he's got a side shot. If he just stopped moving it, he could kill it.
Oh,
there it goes.
Nope, it broke. All right, and now it's back again.
Yeah, because the Cromwell H can just keep hitting it.
Yeah.
He might be able to get side shot here and kill it. Yep.
There it is. That 6-pounder did it. It's crazy
Down
to see,
South
though.
Crusader AA's now fire support on the front line.
Yeah, but
shredding that infantry.
to be fair, the Crusader AAs are just really, really, really good autocannon units. They're well armored. What's the armor on it? Let's find it.
It's only like 40.
Yeah, but even against the Soviets, like PTRDs don't hurt it. You know, like any light infantry, if you keep it away from 120.
Crusader will hurt it.
No, the 6-pounder. Yeah, the
Sorry,
6-pounder is going to touch it in some bad ways, and now it's gone.
I was thinking of the actual Crusader tank.
Yeah, because
SC2.
Do you think they would ever bring a Crusader tank to ST2?
No. Your best hope is that Mr. Chris makes another 1941 mod, except in the deserts of North Africa.
Now that would be cool.
That would be kind of cool. You see the Cromwell's here stopping, opening up. I mean, he's trying to rectify the situation, and you know, Captain Satan has done better in the trade department probably the past 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's still a really tall ask right now. And the 17-pounder, oh, it might die though. It might lose out to the double Cromwell.
But the Spitfire's going to try to pin it some more. Oh, and it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is nice, but there is a 6-pounder coming up as well. Something interesting, just kind of point out, neither of these, because they're both essentially Polish and Czech, they don't get the APCR for this their 6-pounder. Same as like, you know, the American M1 gun. Kind of interesting versus the, you know, the Canadian and British 6-pounder, which gets its APCR shells.
Yeah, they don't even get the APCR on the Wolverines or the... Wow.
No, so they don't get the magical APCR that the Americans have on their Wolverines. And then they don't get the standard one that comes with the 6-pounder.
That's crazy.
Kind of like worst of both worlds.
Yes and no. If you're going for those medium tanks, and that's what your 6-pounders are hitting, and not like Tigers, the damage output of 8 on each of those shells, I would say, is still better than the APCR, because you know you're guaranteed to basically penetrate a Panzer IV.
Yeah.
And less micro.
He has a lot of armor just south of that town there. Honestly, if he just pushed really hard in the middle, I think he might just be able to break through.
Like a complete reversal counterattack kind of deal?
Yeah, like there's not a lot holding this line anymore here for Sir Lankalot. It looks to me he's probably running dry. I mean, we are, you know, pretty deep into the match right now. I can't be bothered to do the math. But this is
35 minutes.
Yeah, this is a lot longer than a Vanguard player should be in a game.
Yeah, no, the Vanguard player is last and much longer than most Vanguard players do here. So I will say good job, Sir Lankalot, to that, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, so we should see. Oh, nice pick there on the Cromwell, though, by the 6-pounder down south.
Yep.
The AA doing some work here, but the Wolverine's going to kind of come up. See, if he saw that 17-pounder, he put on the crossroads there and try and hold this armor push. But then again, the armor's not coming. So, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe you would think Captain Sam would be kind of like all in on his units. There's only 2.5 minutes left in the game, roughly.
Just throw everything against the wall.
Yeah, because there's not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't. He's going to get a flag up north from the Fusilier, so that's going to help out. I mean, it's still wild. I mean, there's been a Cromwell 7 on the far north of the map for pretty much 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
Which he could probably use somewhere else. But because he's been ticked so far, he's going to have to stabilize. Like, he has to get back to a 12-12.
Oh, I will say, he took all of those troops in the backfield that you were talking about and threw them onto the front. So I will give him credit.
They eventually made it. He got the rear line personnel and gear. Patton would be proud.
All right, that Typhoon against the Firefly. Can it take it down? Yes, it can.
Got a side shot on it.
Oh, that's what it... Oh.
I think it did. Kind of look at the angle. I mean, it's kind of hard. It doesn't matter. It's dead.
Yeah, it's... it's like, that's that, like, perfect. It's not exactly side, but not exactly front arc, you know?
Yeah, so the push is going in now. He's got a minute and 30 seconds to get this from a 16-8 to a 12-12. I don't know if there's enough time now.
But even then, he's only going to have 2 minutes after that because it only just halves it, you know?
Yeah.
And then you got that 17-pounder that's going to start sniping at the tanks as they keep pushing and against the town.
Yeah, and the Wolverine can come over now and get some side shots too. He's pushing it all forward, but the Sherman is done what the Sherman does best. It stunned all that infantry in the forest, kept it from getting up onto it and getting a grenade down its hatch. Now there is some Trelke in front of it to help buy, because really all you're sort of Lankalot, you're just buying time. You don't care about the trade anymore. None of that matters. You just want to hold on for 58 seconds and walk out with a dub.
Yeah, you just gotta hold on for dear life. Just ride it.
We're ride or die at this point.
Yep. And honestly, just Q move everything at this point. You got the points. Just let it grind itself out at the
Bring the sex into the front line.
No, I'm saying if you're Captain Satan, you gotta Q move.
Oh yes, if you're Captain Satan, every unit needs to be up front right now. Which I mean, he's engaging, but he's allowing them to shoot at range, because the problem is he knows he's going to lose some going into the town. There's two P8 units there. He can pull one on the side. Yeah, it's just too little, too late.
I agree, but I do like the idea he had where he built up that armored force to then try to take that center portion.
No, I think if he had slowed down a little bit 20 minutes ago and built up a nice little force, because you guys remember you're doubling, not quite double, about 3/4 the income of the Vanguard player every single minute, right? Just give it a couple minutes and then push at once, and you're probably gonna do a lot better than kind of going in piecemeal.
I agree, because we saw a lot of piecemeal, but we also saw him react by utilizing an air force to try to take that stuff down.
Yeah, and then you see now, because the trade, they actually are extremely even, 2,900 to 3,000, excuse me, because they were so close. There were these big swings of momentum where Sir Lankalot killed a lot, and then eventually Captain Satan turned it back around and killed a lot as well. So that's why it came out really even though Sir Lankalot, clearly won the game pretty decisively.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting to watch that Vanguard player be able to push 25 minutes in and still be able to make ground. But it's also interesting to see how Captain Satan tried to counteract that and the things you can take away from that,
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a couple tweaks here or there. I'll say this, I don't think the Sexton's cool. I don't think it's probably the right move at the start of the game, but hey, you live your best life. Don't let me tell you what to do. But no, good game. Otherwise around, it was fun to cast it. You don't really see Commonwealth on Commonwealth. We just roughly throw them together because they're equipped with British, equipment for the most part. Yeah. You really don't see those kind of matchups too often. So it's kind of cool to kind of watch two kind of similar, I guess, divisions throw down.
It's just an interesting experience because it's finally seeing Commonwealth on Commonwealth, right? Like you said, you never see this. So
yeah, it's not very common.
Yeah. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching through this far. Again, comment, subscribe, what you said. And we will try to get some more SD2 content out to you, my wonderful viewers. And
DLC win.
Oh yeah, no, we need to know this DLC. If you know, DM me. But with that, we'll see you guys all in the next cast. Bye now.